All right, so you are now tuned in to Breaking Records Radio. My name is Alex, and I have here with me a set of Los Angeles vets amalgamated in one under a new brand name, Reagan Era Records. With their debut group effort coming out November 27th, Reagan Era is prepared to bless us with that hardcore grit that is all too needed in today's day and age. Please welcome to the show, Reagan Era Records. What's good, guys?
What's the deal? What's the deal? Yeah, out there. We in here. Yo, Skrill. We in here.
100%. I said this at the beginning of the call, but I can't thank you guys enough for coming on and speaking to me here today. I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the talk.
Man, thank you for interviewing us too, man.
Yeah, 100%.
Pleasure to be here.
Before we end up kind of beginning with questions, am I able to get you guys to kind of introduce yourself and let the people know exactly who you are and put a name to the voices?
For sure. Yo, I'm Hood Rich Skrilla, a.k.a. Skrills Dior, Regular. I'm Dio Snagasi, man. You already know. Yacht out there.
That's what's up. Yeah, for the most part here, I know you guys ended up kind of starting within the golden era, right? And you guys pride yourselves on that fact. I'd like to go into a little bit of that because I know the LA underground scene within the 90s was very active and produced a lot of talented MCs, producers, writers, etc. Can you guys detail a little bit of your origins and where you guys specifically as solo artists kind of started in the golden era?
For sure. Well, shit, me personally, I've been writing around since I was like 8. You know what I'm saying? I think around 8, it was like 1987 maybe, 87 or 88. So I was just like, just handy with the pen a little bit, trying to figure it out. I was always into the East Coast rap scene, artists of the 80s or whatever the case may be, your Rakims, your LLs, Big Daddy Kanes. You know what I mean? So I was trying to pattern myself after that a little bit. That's where mine came from. Then came up, going to high school and stuff. I ran into my boy Dios or whatever. He was already ahead of the wave. He had multiple rap books and shit like that. He motivated me to start writing more and getting my rap books up. And it just kind of took off from there. Never stopped, man.
But going back to that 80s shit, my pops, rest in peace. He put me on with Sugar Hill Gang. He used to play that shit all the time, bro. Like, and yeah, I mean, like 24/7. That's the first time I heard rap, introduced to me by my pops. And from there, just growing up, my sister started rapping, and this shit is close to me, so I'm seeing it every day. And NWA gets off, Run DMC, Eric B and Rakim. It was different over there, but then when we started seeing it happen here, it was like, shit, what it is.
And then the crazy thing is, like, my mom's, like, in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? My mom's took me, it's a thing called the Compton Swap Meet in California, man. My mom's took me to the Compton Swap Meet and copied my first Run DMC rap tape. And then right after that, it was the Biz Marquee rap tape, cassettes, and, you know what I'm saying? So I used to be infatuated with this rap shit, you know what I'm saying? I used to had a boom box in the middle of the room or whatever, and I used to do my own little mixtapes and like catching it was a station called K-Day out here, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s, or in the 80s, and I used to stuff the tissue in my tapes, and I used to like record all the shit that was coming on the fucking radio, back then. They was playing real hip hop back then, So I was making tapes and shit, and I just used to like rehearse state rhymes and memorize them and shit, and then try to turn them into my own lyrics with their style. You know what I mean? So this shit is embedded in us from the gate.
So you guys both started then writing as MCs before kind of diving into any other aspects of the culture, right? So a lot of people that I speak to that came from that era, let it be the early 80s, the mid 80s, really any period of time within the 80s, they usually end up getting their start doing something else other than rapping. Let that be like writing graffiti or breakdancing being very popular at that period of time before kind of transitioning over to an MC. Did you guys start as MCs as your first kind of bridge into the culture?
No, I actually started out with the breakdancing. You know what I mean?
We both did.
Yeah,
because as a kid, we watched Break Street. I used to watch Beat Street. I'm spinning on my head.
Yeah, and breaking at that period of time as well is directly from your hood, right? Like, that's Los Angeles rap.
And my grandmother, she used to sew, so she had this big cardboard thing that lays flat on the ground, and I used to like try to spin on my head, and she would let me break dance on that. So that was before the rapping came. That was before I even tried to start writing shit. I was like dancing and pop locking and break dancing. The graffiti era, the graffiti aspect of it didn't really come until I was in like junior high. That's when I started really like tagging and drawing like pieces on paper and coloring them and trying to act like it was spray paint and put the colors together and shit like that. And then the rapping just all domino effect down.
You know what? To go back into that though with the rap shit, it's like as a kid, as you're growing up, you gotta imagine like 7, 8, 9. We couldn't even really. I couldn't understand what it meant, what they were saying. I just knew that the word. And you see what I'm saying? And so before that, like it was easier just to move my body. You understand me? Than to kind of think about what it was. Like I didn't really pick the pen up till I was about 9 or something. Yeah. And started jotting down shit. But all up until then, you got to imagine my big bro, my sister. They wearing Adidas with the fat laces, bomber jackets. This is in the jungles in LA. But that's how the culture influenced Los Angeles and all of that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And then that's all they was really playing on like TV anyway. It was more like New York music and shit. Right, and then like out here in Cali on the West, they was like you'll catch a little bit of like NWA or King T and shit like that, you know what I mean? But it was mainly the shit that was like mainstream was that East Coast shit.
They influenced the dress code. You know what I mean? They influenced the dress. Like if you seen somebody with Adidas, with the fat laces, with a bomber, like this dude is on some hip hop shit.
Yeah. Beat Street was a big thing for me. That's what made me, when I saw the movie Beat Street, and that's when I was like, okay, it influenced my dress code. The Pumas, the fat laces, it made me want to draw because they was riding on trains and shit. It made me want to break dance because that's what they was doing in it. And that's why, like, over here, like, I would always consider myself a special dude because even as a kid, like, I was on some other shit that everybody wasn't doing over here. Yeah. Because they didn't get into that type of shit. They kept it West Coast, which was more like the gangbang type shit. You know what I mean?
Fucking with model cars.
Yeah, they was doing shit like that. You know what I mean? I was more influenced by the East. And so I always like stood out with my dress code or either the way I carried myself. Just trying to get on some fly shit. They wasn't really on no fly shit. They was on some smooth shit down here. How would you I'm not gonna say smooth, but like it was more like
I don't know, man. To me it was there. It was just more like again, it's hard to
it's weird, man.
It's kinda hard to put it together. Like where I was at, I was in South Central and niggas was gang banging, this drive-bys and all kind of shit going on. You had real gangsters. Like if you was sagging your pants, motherfuckers press you could get shot.
It was more like hustlers and like gangbangers and dope.
But I'm pretty sure though, as I'm looking back, it probably was the same in New York though.
Yeah.
Looking at it, it's a different environment.
Yeah, same shit everywhere, but it was just a different aspect of it, man. Yeah. And I just thought I thought the way the East Coast and New York and all that, I love that. I love the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I love that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was always, I'm from the West, and it's all, the West shit is already embedded in me. I just didn't like let it show that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was around us all day.
You know what? I think real quick, I don't mean to stop you, but
yeah, sure.
I think at that age, at that young, nah. But like when I got into high school, I wanted to separate myself. Like I'm not in blood, a Crip, or whatever. There's people around that, we Gucci. But at the end of the day, I wanted to separate myself and just to be hip hop. Mm-hmm. I'm a hip hop dude. Like, where you from, nigga? Like, well, shit, I can tell you where I'm from, but I ain't from there. I grew up there, so believe I know, and I got people over there. It's no problem, but that's not what I do. I make music. That's what I'm on. So the cargo pants, the fatigues, and all that kind of shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't normal on the West Coast.
And it's crazy because now that I'm like of age and I'm like, I done learned so much and this and that, it's like, it's still the same shit that I was on as a kid, like getting fresh and still inspired by the East. But now this West Coast, it's a mixture of both now. You know what I'm saying? It's like now it's a mixture of both with me. The same West that I wasn't trying to be like as a kid, it's all over me now. But the East influence is still in me too. So it's the best of both worlds now.
Yeah, especially for that
Because
time, like growing up in the early 90s at the very least and starting writing and kind of getting seriously involved. I think that's a really interesting era for an East Coast influence in order to kind of cross over into California. And you start seeing that especially in the mid to late 90s, right? You have people like Rozkaz or Chino XL, who's originally from Jersey, but he ends up going out there and represents the West Coast at the very least, but still brings that East Coast kind of sound. Rozkaz being a good example as well. But you start to see that really dominantly, that East Coast influence in that region in the kind of later period. To hear you guys talking about having that sort of identity earlier on than that is really fascinating.
Yeah, I actually ran into Chino XL a couple times too out here. Yeah.
But you know what, too? I mean, I know this is where are we at now? Because I don't want to jump.
Time-wise, we're at 14 minutes, but don't worry about time. If we go longer, that's great.
Word.
Yeah, because I was going to get into, again, like I'm saying, we had, me personally, this was in my household. My brothers and sisters and shit, NWA, KRS, and all of that. Slick Rick, of course, and it was on the radio, it was on the airwaves and everything out here. Boom. Shit, when we get to, I want to say I had to be about 12 or something, and then Redman came out. When I heard Redman, I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple years later, not even a couple years, whatever little time later, Wu-Tang hit.
Yeah. That's what did it for me. That Wu, when that Wu hit, that was my cousin actually like introduced me to Wu. Like my cousin was another dude out here who was like from the West, but he was a dancer. Like so, he stayed up on all like the East Coast dress code. He was on that. You know what I'm saying? And I went over one day and he introduced me to the Wu, and he was like, "Yo, listen to this." And so I started listening to Wu. I gotta thank him too because he plays a major role in why I'm doing what I'm doing today. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's an older dude now, pot belly, driving trucks and shit. But he left something with me that I can just carry on forever, you know what I'm saying? But moral of the story is he introduced me to the Wu, and then that's around the same time that I met Guns. Or, my bad, that's the same time I met Dios or whatever. And it was on from there. You know what I'm saying? That Wu, I think it was like the 90s then. That's when we started graduating a little bit to,
you know what, too, the other shit. In the middle, there's this hub out here that existed. I'm not sure if it still go. You know what I mean? I gotta ask Mike and I.
Yeah.
But Project Blowed was where we went later in life. You know what I mean? We talking like high school and all of that.
Right.
But growing up, elementary school, middle school, it really wasn't, on like that. But come high school, Project Blow was the epicenter for West Coast hip hop.
Right.
And
you went underground. Like the Good Life Cafe when that was around?
Like Kinky Red,
Abstract Rule,
AC Alone, Mike
Volume
all of them. Like, that was
John.
the thing. Pigeon John.
Right,
remember that.
LA Symphony, yeah.
LA
that's my
Symphony,
shit.
you know?
Yeah, that's what I love, yeah.
We was right in the middle of that, though. We didn't hit the Good Life like that, but
we went there a few times, like we was catching the end. When we started getting into it, they closed the Good Life, and then the Blowed happened. Yeah, Project Blowed.
AC Alone, you know what I mean?
We was at the Blowed religiously every Thursday.
Freestyle Fellowship,
and that was dope.
Yeah.
And at that time, when that was going down, I was actually kind of shy with the flow. I never got on the mic. You know what I'm saying? I used to say every Thursday I'd go up there. I'm going to get up there this time, but I never got up there. I just used to rhyme outside a couple times.
A funny story, real quick, is AC Alone and Mike and I, they went to school with my brother. Like, they know my brother as you know, who they know he's at. Yeah, we not gonna interrogate ourselves here, but they know my big bro. And that's the funny thing. When I met him, when I actually got to talk to them and everything, and we got cool, he was like, "Oh, that's your brother." Oh shit! It was just wild, you know what I mean? But we had been looking up to them,
yeah,
because they brought something different. Like we was used to 6'4" hop in the 4, you know what I mean? Like
it was different. It was more flavorful.
It was out. It gave us our own West Coast shit. Yeah, like, 'cause niggas was on the New York shit until the West Coast produced something. And we was able to get behind that.
The cool thing about this, like, so like the difference between, like, let's just say, what Eazy-E was doing at that time versus what Project Glow was doing at that time. For me, it was more like, it's just like with the East Coast shit. I was always looking for something that was a little more stylish instead of just talking about one thing. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, even as a child, like the East Coast shit, going back to what I was saying in the beginning, it was just more stylish for me. While NWA was out. But then you got Project Glow coming. It was a little more stylish than the regular West Coast shit. I was always attracted to shit that had style and flavor to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. The LA scene at that period of time is so dense. I always think of kind of that region as connected, but really the LA guys end up overshining almost everyone that comes out of that region. Did you guys end up ever traveling up to like San Diego and chilling or rapping or doing any kind of I don't know, hip hop involvement anyways with the people like Masters of the Universe and Orco? Because I know they would end up traveling down to LA. How much were you guys going up to San Diego in that region? Because I know, like, even outside of Masters of the Universe, they had, like, Strong Arm Steady, quick, right?
Like, we were still kids, though. You know what I mean? We was, like, 14, 15. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, nah. I got people in San Diego, though.
And I used to live in San Diego. But at that time, I wasn't really, like, out there like that. You know what I'm saying? I would rhyme and this and that, but it was to myself. You know what I mean? It was always putting shit together or trying to make the perfect project. I wasn't really linking with individuals and shit like that.
Fair enough.
You know we was too young. Though. Yeah. I mean, like, it's Reagan era. Don't get it wrong, my nigga. We wasn't. Nobody wasn't driving to San Diego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Niggas had my mom's went for the drivers to San Diego.
But all these people you naming though, we know about though. We're aware of.
If I told Mom I was in San Diego, she'd say, "Man, fuck out of here."
Yeah. You mentioned Reagan era, and I want to talk about that. So you had mentioned earlier you guys kind of meeting for the first time in that period of time. The rest of Reagan era, I understand, is a 9-person collective. It's a large group. How did you guys all end up meeting at that period of time? And if so, why did you guys take so long in order to form, I guess, Reagan era?
Well, how I can break it down is this. Like, you know, Halo is my cousin. Halo is my first cousin. Shit, he had been doing this thing way before me. You know what I mean? Like, shit, every Jen, Skrilla, we fucking up the names. My nigga, Skrills, right? Skrills, you know what I mean?
How many fucking AKAs?
I know this nigga since I was like 14 or whatever. Who else is there, man? We got fucking.
Well, you got. I put it like this. I'm gonna break it down like this. You got
Sneak, Ross-Stig. I know that.
Well, let's say the first three who's on the majority of the joint, which is myself, Skrilla, Dios, and then Halo, right? And then after those three, now you getting into guys like
Ross-Stig, SOD, man. I know them for like 20 years, but he been doing his own thing. Like, again, we all been individual solo artists. Everybody been doing their own shit all of this whole time. Me and Skrill had a crew back in the days called Universal Gin with these cats.
Man-Child,
Problem
Child, you know what I mean? Flames.
What was this shit? Enterprise or the Young Disciples.
Yeah.
Shit. But, everybody have been doing their own thing. Mind you, as you start to get grown, you become a grown man. You understand me? Like, niggas got kids and you got fucking bills and shit that you didn't have.
Sure.
So, aside from fucking doing music, you gotta have it your priority. And that's one thing that I would like to commend my niggas for that's around me is they handle their priorities. You know what I mean? Niggas taking care of their kids, niggas paying their mortgages and car notes and all this other shit that needs to get handled. I'm gonna tell you what really forced the hand. The thing is this: it was the production. I was running around. I was doing mixtapes for a while. I got tired of the beats. I got tired of the beats that the selection that I had. So I started doing mixtapes, and then I hit a wall because it's like there's only so far you can go with a mixtape. When people start red tagging your fucking YouTube shits and telling you to take it down, or they're gonna fucking, they can take you to court. I'm not trying to go to court for rap. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, no doubt.
So fucking a few years after that, man, I purchased a machine. I said, fuck it. I already had been co-producing things, but it wasn't until to this point. So when I got the machine and I started making beats for myself, just all by myself, that I felt like, yo, this is it. This is some shit.
Had you walked around with any other sampler prior? So something like a MPC or an SP1200? Had you had any experience with that?
All my guys with the MPs, I made a few beats on MPCs, but at the end of the day, like, I was always under a producer as a rapper.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So I could only dabble so much with the shit because they want to. I mean, it's no crazy shit. They're the producer. Well, hey, chop that, play that, do it like this. So I was the co-producer.
Gotcha.
When I got this, I became the sole producer. And again, I didn't know I was working with nothing until, like I'm saying, Skrill came through, Halo came through. I'm playing them records, and they like, man, that shit is hard. Yeah. I said, word. Oh yeah, all right. But before I did an album myself on my own shit. See how I was making shit that I liked and I wanted to do it. When they came through, and I was like, well, fuck it, man. Y'all like these shits? I got them. I make them. Let's put the group together. Right. Everybody got their priorities intact. Why the fuck not?
Gotcha. So you're doing the majority of the production on here for at least the self-titled album that comes out November 27th?
Yeah. I did all the beats except for one. Shout out to Grando.
Was that GTS track?
He did. Grip did.
LA Dodger Way.
Is it Dodger Way? I don't know what we call it.
We got a joint called Dodger Way. I think that's the only other produced track that's not from King Dios or whatever. But to go back to what you were saying, your question was, we formed the Reagan era recently. You know what I mean? We had a lot of crews and a lot of individuals or whatever, so we just decided to start the crew up, Reagan era Records, because we kids from the 80s. We were inspired by that. We love.
And we grown men, though.
And we grown men now. And so, like, the thing is, it was me, Dios, and Halo. And then it was other rappers that was coming through and this and that. So we was like, yo, we got this Reagan era thing. Y'all need to come fuck with us. And those guys is Diverse, Lefty, Sneak Rothstein,
Ike Burners,
Blackface Rello. We got a lot of guys, but we're the forefront guys. When you hear the project or whatever, you're gonna hear three artists on the majority of the songs, and then a couple of them got the features where we giving the other artists some light or whatever. We also got another project coming out called the Electoral College, and that's gonna be where all the other MCs that's from Reagan era is gonna get their chance to shine. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah,
we got two. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask, where do you guys kind of see yourself in the future? So there's groups obviously coming out over the last 5 or 6 years, people like Griselda and these kind of larger cliques that have rolled together. They kind of, in a way, have a similar vibe in terms of tone and style as yourselves. Do you guys kind of see yourself shooting for that lane, or what's the 5-year plan?
Well, we definitely want to take the indie route to start. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, these labels are raping motherfuckers and shit like that. So we definitely want to, own our own masters. Take the indie route, do the build up the brand. Brand is everything. King Dios will tell you that. We want to build up our own brand, kind of get our own fan base. You know what I mean? And then, move into other lanes. We trying to do big features with major artists and stuff. We actually got a big feature. I'm not gonna put it out there yet, but we got this big feature that we're doing with somebody that's well known. And we just gonna build up the buzz, man. Build up the Reagan name, build up the brand,
the merch,
the merch. We got everything is in house with us. You know what I'm saying? We got our own engineers, we got our own producer, we got our own studio. It's nothing that we got our own merch. It's nothing that a label is gonna really do with us. Only thing we need to do is build up our fan base. We at ground zero right now.
That's how it's done, yeah, 100%. I totally agree. And even if you look at people like Griselda, right, they were grinding up for years, putting out albums all the time, collectively and individually, right? And I know Griselda is kind of the hot topic right now, so it's easy to compare, but yeah, it's easy to compare, right? And in terms of style, they're definitely in that same lane of just fuck any kind of pop music, right?
Big respect to them dudes, man. Like, I got nothing but respect, and like, shit, props to them, because they came in and this shit that we've been doing forever. You know what I'm saying?
They brought that dark shit at a light time, and that's what made them stand out. And then it's blue. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's dope. When I first heard it, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? Yeah. How is this on the radio? That's what I heard. Cause my mom said, yo, how is this shit on the fucking, I was listening to Shade 4-5. Yeah. Shout out to them. They played the record.
They played our single on Shade 4-5 yesterday.
Hip hop is out of control. That's on that
rap is out of control.
Rap is out of control. There it is.
Yeah. That's Eclipse's show, is it?
When I first heard, I said, huh?
Is that Eclipse's show? Rap is out of control.
Rap is out of control is I guess a podcast or Shade 4-5.
Yeah, I think it's DJ Eclipse's show from Nonfiction.
Yeah. Like that's where I first heard the Griselda shit, and I was like, yeah. Like I'm not fucking around. I was like, yo, how's this on radio? Because we make shit like this, and I wouldn't even push it to radio. You see what I'm saying? Like this is to me, in my mind, there's certain lanes for things, and they open that lane back up. They blurred that whole shit. Yeah. And now, mind you, I guess internet radio is different, of course, than Power 106 and Hot 97, whatever. But at the end of the day, to be driving in my car and hear that kind of music come out the joint, I'm like, damn.
Mm-hmm. It was dope, man. Niggas
I was proud, and at the same time, I'm like, well, shit. We got fucking tons of music like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
They opened the game up.
100%. I want to talk about the new project here. So for those listening at home, the new project comes out November 27th. It's self-titled Reagan Era. Definitely end up checking it out. I assume it's going to be available on all streaming platforms. Are you guys planning on releasing physical media for the project as well? Let it be CDs, tapes, vinyl?
So look, man, with that right now, we still at a conjunction there because
fair enough.
I kind of feel like what we making is timeless. And it should be treated as such. And it should be limited. Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be, when people get everything, it doesn't mean anything anymore. You see what I'm saying? When you can have it when you want it, who cares about it? Just imagine the broad ticket, for instance. She said, yo, you can knock this down any day, any time of the week, whenever you feel like. You're not going to be going over there too often.
Yeah. It's when you can't have it, it's when you want it more. You know what I mean? So we gotta make the shit exclusive as fuck. You know what I mean?
That's the goal, but we might be led a different way.
Yeah.
Towards closer to the release.
We're gonna drop shit though. We're gonna drop the projects coming out. We're gonna drop, but
I would like it to be exclusive. You know what I mean? We do only a certain amount of this, a certain amount of that, and take it back to the old school. Shout out to RJ Payne too, because that's kind of his process a little bit, but I want to number each CD, you know what I mean, and make this shit collector's item, honestly, to tell you the truth. Like, you ain't gonna get this shit again. It ain't gonna come back again. Like,
we already got two projects that's solid. I mean, two album projects that's solid. We all got 2 solos apiece. I mean, it's gonna be, when we open up the door to start releasing shit, it's over. You know what I'm saying? We overstocked with shit, and we worked hard way early for this shit. You know what I mean? It's like we're never gonna run out of ammo. So we can drop whenever the fuck we want to. We could do what we want to do, and you know it's gonna come out how it come out, man. We want them to fiend for it, man.
For the Reagan shit, though, I'm just saying, like I really want it to be limited. I want it to be a limited time only kind of thing, kind of situation. But again, we control 90% of the shit. 10%, we may have to lean a little bit. So
sure.
Who knows? It may be everywhere. It may be exclusive.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in physical media myself, and I do agree that I think the limited aspect of certain releases, at the very least, makes me pull the trigger quicker and to buy shit. If it's not limited, I often hold off, and then it will end up selling out just naturally on its own over time, and I never ended up getting around to it. If it's limited, I buy it. And I think that's obviously good for the artist, but I think just having physical media is, my belief is that physical media adds longevity to a release. So often I'll be downloading stuff, and I try to stay up to date with current music, so I'm downloading every new record that comes out. I never go back in my hard drives and listen to an album that was digitally only that I downloaded 6 years ago. I just don't go through my hard drives in that way. What I will do is I will go through my shelf, I'll go through my CDs, I'll go through my tapes, I'll go through my records, and I'll often pull out shit that, oh man, I haven't heard this in 10 years, I haven't heard this in 15 years, let me play this, let me bring it into the car, let me put it in the like on the turntable. Let me experience that music again. And I don't do that with digital media. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. If they have a CD of something, they're going to listen to that until that CD burns out. It may take 50 years for that to happen, but it means that music is getting played in 50 years' time. And I don't think digital only releases really end up holding that same value. Of course, the opportunity is there. People have the ability to listen to shit a long time after it's released if it's digital. I just don't think people actually do.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
So again, I want to kind of fixate this conversation on the new project, on Reagan Era. For the people listening at home, can you guys kind of detail what this project is about? You mentioned that you're kind of separating two projects, this and the electoral college. Really, what's the distinction there besides the roster, or is that the only distinction?
Well, pretty much, we got started, man. We got started with the Reagan shit probably like a few months before this COVID shit hit.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? When we got busy, I don't want to say the wrong shit. I don't want to say the wrong shit.
Let me say it. It's like this. I kind of know where you're going. When we got busy, it was like before COVID, right? So when we was in the recording process and we came up with the Reagan Era whole concept and this and that, you know, it was only a certain amount of individuals that was able to make it in the recording process, right? So with that being said, we couldn't, not to discredit anybody, but we couldn't really sit back and wait because our minds, we was like really excited about what we were doing. So we just worked with who was around at the moment, got it done. But now that the COVID shit is kind of wearing off and shit, a lot of people starting to come back outside. They coming around more. So we like, oh, they like, yo, I want to get out. So we like, all right, we're going to make a separate project for y'all to just do y'all thing on. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So now with Reagan Era, we're all Reagan Era as a collective, but the project-wise, it's two projects coming from Reagan Era, and then the electoral college is a separate project.
Yeah, it's a separate crew.
Yeah, it's a separate crew. I mean, it's still Reagan Era, but it's a separate project.
A subgroup.
A subgroup. Yeah, it's a separate project for people that's coming through to y'all just get on that and just crush all these beats that King Dio made.
They squad.
Y'all get y'all chance to shot.
They squad, but they didn't get to make the album.
Yeah. They made it like we got on the first project that's getting released on the 27th. There's only 2 tracks that has other artists besides me, Dios, and Halo.
There's only 2?
That's it.
I don't think it's like 4. Sneaks is on the record.
Oh yeah, it might be.
Sneaks is Reagan Era.
Yeah.
Sneak Ross thing is Reagan Era.
It might be 3 or 4.
He officially in. He's on the album. It's just a lot, man, dealing with a lot of people, and then again with that pandemic and motherfuckers not coming out and whoop.
Yeah.
It just came out this way. We had to push the gas pedal to get it shooting, but yeah, you're gonna see more of everybody.
Yeah. That electoral college is gonna display the art from the other guys that's from the crew that didn't really make the first two projects.
And the thing is, we're not trying to just come out and put out a record and yeah, we good. Nah, we want to be here for years. So this album, you was asking what was the purpose or whatever, it's just to build the foundation, let you know that you're dealing with some spitters. We really bar, we really rap this shit. Then from there, we're going to continue to grow. We got side projects. It's so much.
It's really the showcase.
It's not a flash in the pan. Reagan era will not be a flash in the pan.
Yeah, we gonna be here, man. That's it. And we got enough content. Like I said, that electoral college is just to showcase other talent that's around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like we got
think Killer Army, think Wu-Tang, and then you got Killer Army. Yeah. Killer Army is still Wu-Tang.
Then you got the Killer Bees. Then you got what's the West Coast?
The Black Knight.
The Black Knight. So it's just a whole. But they all repping Wu. You know what I'm saying? We all repping Reagan era, but it's just different cliques and different artists that is coming out with projects.
Gotcha.
So we just want to have a crazy ass catalog of shit. When they come for us, what do you got? Oh Lord, you don't want to ask that question. We got a whole lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. I listened to the album this morning and I loved it. I thought it was really fucking great. Like seriously dope from beginning to end. And I salute you guys for that. My favorite track off the album was
that's love, man. Thank you.
My favorite track off the album was GTS.
Oh shit.
Mostly in terms of the production on there. I think it was one. It's a super unconventional beat, but I think it works very, very well. And as I'm not an MC myself, and I've never really attempted to be an MC other than maybe like scribbling some bars down here and there. But I think every kind of hip hop fan has attempted to do so. But I would find that beat really daunting in order to rap over. It's unconventional. It feels kind of weird and wonky, and it kind of pieced together. Sounds really fucking dope. But it doesn't. When I hear that beat, I don't think it should work as a hip hop song, but it does. Can you tell me a little bit about that song and I guess your process in terms of writing on that track?
Man, you know what? Honestly, I was digging one day and then the shit jumped out. It jumped out to me. Like I have an ear. I don't know where the shit came from. My pops always said I had the gift of gab. I mean, you my son, you got the gift of gab, I got the gift of gab. But the ear, I don't know where the ear came from. And when I heard what I heard, I said, man, I'm going to pull it, right? Fuck it. I pulled it. I put some shit to it. And a lot of times, I don't even know where this shit's going, bro. I just do it. And if they like it, we run with it. So Jim came over. Damn, Skrill came over, and he heard it. I was just going through some tracks, and he heard it, and he was like, "Hey, that one right there got to go." And I'm like,
and when I pick music, like it's unconventional as fuck. You know what I'm saying? But when I pick it, when I hear a beat, I get the visual to it, and I get a feeling. You know what I'm saying? And that it's not. I don't like me personally. I don't give a fuck what nobody else likes. It's all about what I like at the end of the day. And whoever fucking with me is going to like what I like too. You know what I mean? So when I heard that beat, it just did something to me. It brought a certain type of energy to me. And it gave me a certain, I seen the visual of it. And I had this thought of, you remember the Watch the Throne album?
Yeah, with Jay-Z and Kanye, yep.
Correct. All right, they did a song it gave me an Otis feel.
Oh, okay, I see that.
It gave me a little bit of an Otis feel, and it just made me want to gas that shit. You know what I mean? We brought the nephew over here. He put a hook to the shit. We wanted to add him. We figured that's a good way to get him a little bit of light on the project, and it just worked out. It was like a back-to-back, so I told him, man, let's go force. You know what I mean? Let's not do the standard 316s how we do shit. You know what I mean? Let's chop this shit up. It's a weird-ass beat. Let's give him a weird-ass flow to it. That's constantly changing, you know what I mean? Like, you're getting 4 bars from a different guy every shit, 30 seconds or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love it.
We
It's
gonna make
my
that shit unconventional. Let's make it all the way unconventional.
Yeah, totally. This is my shit. 100%. This is the type of music that I end up gravitating towards. It's what I listen to on my, I don't know, my leisure time. And to be able to be sent over this material, this album, Reagan era, and go through it was such a pleasure. It's like I said, it's dope from beginning to end. For those listening at home, it comes out again November 27th. Definitely be on the lookout for it. Where can people find you? Where can they stay up to date with Reagan era, with the individuals? What's your social media profiles like? Yeah, where can people find you?
Right now, we actually just started the gram, so it's a little bit like it's a little low. We haven't really been promoting it and doing this, but we just started the gram. You can catch us at official Reagan era records. That's once again, that's official Reagan era records. That's
Perfect.
the Instagram. What else? Right now, that's about it. Right now, we actually in the process of getting all these
.com shit, but I had to do some different shit. I was working on something else, but yeah, man, fuck it, man. Don't even worry about it. Don't look us up. We're gonna find y'all. How about that? We're gonna do our due diligence.
We take
artists. We're gonna take it back to the '80s when you had to go out to the clubs where these people at that wanted to do music. We gonna find y'all. You don't gotta find us.
Yeah, and right now we getting everything. We just actually finished up the music, so now we finna start building up the social media sites and all this type of shit. You know, it's a fresh start. So we about to start getting everything in order right now. You know what I mean? The business side is coming.
Digitally, we gonna be out the trunk on you. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna pull up to your site digitally. What's up, yo? We got this shit. You want it? Fuck it. You don't want it? Fuck off then.
Yeah. we've been laying down the foundation and shit. The first thing is make sure that the music is tight, everything is mixed and mastered. You know, the skits is correct, the project is fully, you know, it's banging from 1 through 8. You know, we doing all that, getting all that ready, and next is we're gonna start building up the sites and shit. We're getting the merch. We got the merch. We got fucking.
Hey, if you ain't got a Reagan era joint yet, man, you tripping out there. Man. Hey, I want real quick too. I want to shout out Jerry Graham, man. Shout out to Jerry Graham.
Shout out Jerry Graham, man.
He's doing his thing, man. Yeah. Of course, you already know Reagan era.
Yeah.
Grand Official, man.
Brando, shout out Brando, that whole camp over there, DJ Hallucinate, Abados, Grip 7, Freaky. It's a whole lot of motherfuckers, man. The camp is thick as shit.
Hey, watch the project that come out of there. Like, we moving. I'm trying to tell you.
We got all types of shit.
It's not just a happening. It's not a happening. It's a movement. And we gonna keep it playing. We got enough.
Yeah.
Low key. If I die today, I ain't wishing no shit on me. But if I die today, it's enough music in here, nigga. It's passing Tupac's catalog.
The only thing is the slow process is building up that fucking brand. But we gonna take the long road. You know what I'm saying? We could take the easy road and shit. We could be having videos coming out and doing all this and doing all that. But you know what? I feel like a brand gonna last forever once it's built. But just, you know what I'm saying? This might not be right out the gate, but in that long run, you know what I'm saying? That brand, building up that brand properly and taking your time and doing it right, making sure everything is fucking in order. Then, you know what I'm saying, that's how you get legendary status. Then you just let the music speak for itself, you know what I mean?
We didn't come from that, though. Neither of them. We didn't come from the era where you could just throw some shit online and do 1 million views.
It's hot for a minute, then next week the shit ain't hot. No, we trying to make our shit classic, man. You know what I mean?
And real shit, I'm gonna tell you something real quick, my nigga. I know we going over the time, but it's a lot of shit that people don't tell you how this game works, man. It's a lot of like fugazi shit. You understand me? Like, motherfucker tell you, oh, well, your personality. Like, wait, what are you talking about, man? Get the music, put the music forward. Like, it's a lot of people take shit personal. It's a lot of haters and shit. It's a lot of weird shit that goes on.
So, yeah, no doubt.
I'm gonna tell you, like, and it's a small space. Everybody thinks it's this shit is big as the universe. It's a small space. If you rub the wrong nigga the wrong way, he gonna tell everybody. You understand me? It's like a fucking gossip column. You understand me? You rub the wrong nigga the wrong way, nobody gonna want fun. They gonna try to blackball you, but you just being truthful. You coming out of your chest, man. Niggas ain't on no fake shit.
At the end of the day, man, when Reagan era come out the closet, Man, check
Come
this
out
out.
the clock. Wait, that's the wrong.
No, it ain't. No, when the Reagan era come out to play, man, just know it's gonna be it's gonna be
that nigga used the wrong word.
It's gonna be back to back. It's gonna be unstoppable, man. That's just it. You know,
Hey,
we got enough music. We got enough music.
Hey, let me look, man. What he meant to say was with the Reagan era.
Nah, nigga, I'm saying when Reagan era come out the clubs, nigga, we on.
When Reagan open up the clips, nigga, when we get the buses, it ain't gonna stop. You see what I'm saying? We're not gonna stop buses, bro.
He think because he the fucking producer and shit, he can fucking speak for me. But he said it right, though. He said it right.
Perfect.
Man,
again, guys, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out to speak to me here today. I appreciate it. I'd love to have you back on in the future whenever new projects come out. Let it be solo material. Let it be the Electoral College. What have you. I want to speak to you guys again and keep this relationship going in the future. Again, man, thank you guys.